We heard you. You guys wanted spice. You wanted something interesting, and here it is from the X1 tables. I believe table 6. On the left side we have Alexandras Broutian, I believe from Greece, playing Rayleigh, and on the right side, perhaps the most decorated Croatian TCG player, Luka Forian, piloting Zoro and Sanji.
Yeah, and I think also that is something to point out is that Luka's not just some random player who's been doing very well with Zoro Sanji. He's a very established, very good player who has decided to play Zoro Sanji above all today.
Yep.
As a Zoro Sanji player of yourself, how do you feel about this deck?
When it pops off, it's really good. It's gonna get a lot better in OP13, but I already like what I'm seeing in Luka's hand here. His Piranha found the Mihawk, he has the Cavendish in hand, he has the VV, he has 2Ks, he has all the gas. Like, I don't want to spoil his strategy for too many people. I don't want his future opponents getting advice from anywhere on how to play against the deck. At least not too much of it, but I think he has all the ingredients needed to make this game very difficult for Rayleigh. I think this matchup can go either way. It's like two aggressive decks, but Zoro Sanji fields like more impactful bodies. And one thing Rayleigh doesn't have, which is very instrumental to his chances in this matchup, is the Buggy. Buggy being slash immune presents a major obstacle to Zoro Sanji, and without him, I think Luka could be sailing extremely smoothly. Oh, and he finds the wall.
And Zoro Sanji being able to find these early engine pieces to be able to start using your leader effect well, like this 3-cost Mihawk, which, by the way, we don't have this art in Japan, is very important. So getting that good start, getting that Cavendish onto the board really early at a stage where even though the Cavendish is rested, the Rayleigh likely can't deal with it, is going to be very good for the start of this game.
Yep. The very important thing is he has the 2Ks to counter out. He has the wall. Actually, wait, was that Sabo and not Vivi? Did he have Vivi in hand? I'm trying to remember if I hallucinated it. But no matter what, that Cavendish is living. Oh, he just has the dream hand. Because Law can bounce the Perona, play the Vivi, Cavendish draws more cards. Oh, this is where the game pops off from the Zoro Sanji side.
Bro said that he wasn't going to spoil the strategy and just started saying every single line that he's going to take.
No, but that's just what the deck does. I'm not saying what counters the deck, though. Like, you guys will have to figure it out on your own. Ooh, okay, this Brook is kind of nasty.
This is quite nice. Yeah, the 8k swing into the Cavendish is going to actually be pretty brutal.
I mean, he's going to draw those counters back up, but he does have to give up the...
Yeah, he will have to give up some of those nice engine pieces, though.
Nah, Hachans are not engine pieces.
Or, did he have the Hachan?
He has 2 Hachans and a Blue Sabo. Actually,
okay.
Yeah. I think it's even an art variant of Hachan you guys don't have in Japan either. Maybe you have the winner version, but you don't have the championship, like the full art.
Oh, yeah. No, I've never seen that Hachan before. I had no idea what that was. Okay. Yeah. Oh, has the 8-cost Mihawk as well.
Yeah, one thing that's slightly concerning on Luka's side is we saw that Rayleigh has the... what's it called? Mulligan. So he will be able to go quite hard next turn. I'm surprised by Luka's sequencing, because now he has to discard a non-counter if he draws one, and if he doesn't... Because if you start with the low bounce Vivi, maybe he just wants to attack with everything, but I think just developing low here and drawing off of Vivi is much more impactful. This way he's still threatening more swings to come, but you're not really in too much of a hurry against Rayleigh. You're fine just drawing cards and prolonging the game. I mean, this is a matchup I tested a lot. Luka also played the deck a ton on Sim, so I'm sure he's quite experienced at it. And I'm glad you guys get to see how the deck looks like when it rolls. And yeah, he dumps unceremoniously the Akos Mihawk. He rarely has the time to come down in this matchup, but it's not impossible. Like, I really wonder if he's gonna prioritize just playing Vivian, getting another swing in over just playing the law. Because he doesn't have any 2Ks, so maybe he's afraid of not being able to protect the Cavendish anyways. And then if Cavendish gets taken out in combat, Mulligan takes out law. Oh no, he's going for the law. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 5k swing indicating that he is going to probably use all of that to lay down the law. Especially against these aggro matchups, you don't necessarily need to rush the opponent down, so you don't have to use your leader effect as early as possible. So just playing the law, bouncing back the Perona to hand, to then replace it with a target that can be bounced back with your leader effect is going to be...
Oh, he takes back the 2k.
Mihawk,
Okay.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Just wants the 2k in hand to play the VV and just draw back all the cards that he had to cut for counter the turn
And he
before.
just drew a very funny card to have against Rayleigh. We might see both of those come up. Like, Wanderdecking has his uses, and Arlong has a lot of uses that people don't expect, so... Ooh, this is... I'm getting... what's the word for it? I'm sure... I don't know. It's not needles and pins, but it's something like that. My knowledge of English dictionary is not endless, sadly. But it is an exciting game. Not even close. Not even close. But what's interesting is Luca kept the Cavendish over the Mihawk. I know he likes to play this deck as a very Cavendish-centric. What's the word? Like centered around Cavendish and Vivi as the main pieces, just because you draw so many cards and. But I'm not sure if I would sacrifice Mihawk for it. Maybe it's still fine. Like, he's just going to develop the Cavendish next turn, bounce back the Vivi, and then have Vivi for the turn after. I think if Alexandros wants to use the Mulligan, he will have to pop that Boa, or just leave a Luffy as a 4k exposed, which doesn't sound very appealing, honestly. And if he doesn't Mulligan, I'm not sure if he's killing anything of relevance. It's so easy to underestimate what decks like Green Blue Zoro Sanji can do if you haven't played against them before, so I like that Alexandros is carefully considering his line and not making any rash mistakes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I play this deck and I still have a lot of trouble figuring out exactly what to do in these sorts of situations. That Cavendish on the field, you generally don't really want to swing into things that are like 6k power. Seems like he is ignoring it, though.
Okay. I think the odds of Luca winning this match just went up exponentially. Like, this swing was terrible. But I'm happy for it. I'm sorry, guys. Luca is... He's my guy. Like, I want him to win, so I'll be extremely biased in my commentary. And I'm not even sorry for it now that I think about it. I want him to win.
Okay. He does have the Mole Pistol in hand to get rid of that Cavendish, so that makes a little bit of sense. But yeah, so it's going to be 7k and I believe 8k. I think that the leader effect went to the Luffy. At leader, so Zoro Sanji is going to have to think a little bit about what he wants to do about this.
I think if he's going to face you, just take it at this point, because there are reasons you're not too afraid of Rayleigh, and you can take over the board fairly quickly once the small bodies are left.
Yeah, especially since it's Rayleigh. Although the attacks do tend to get big, they don't necessarily get so big that you need to worry about defending an 8k attack. Masterfully swings at a fly in the air right there. But you're likely able to just take this 8k hit, because the attacks, even if they do become bigger later on, they don't become that much bigger.
Yep. I guess I should maybe talk about Luca's accolades a bit more. I promised to glaze him on stream. He recently became world champion in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, so that's probably his highest accomplishment in TCGs. Once again, swatting a fly, multitasking while playing. But he also has a Treasure Cup win, a regional win, a lot of top 8 placements, and a second place at the European Championship Finals in Milan. So a decorated player throughout, even accomplishments in like Hearthstone and League of Legends. Like, he's the wonder kid, basically. And he's showing us what this unexpected rogue pick can do in skilled hands.
But he's 2v1 against a fly right now. He's just getting bombarded.
Yeah. Oh, we just caught the glimpse of the fly flying over Vivi as well. Oh, he countered out.
Decides to counter out the attack, though.
Okay, so this indicates he will want to bounce the Vivi and play the Vivi. Meaning he's going to sacrifice some of his own board development immediately, just to deal with the Rayleigh's board. He might even play the Wanderdeckan when I think about it. Because if he plays Wanderdeckan, bounces Vivi, next turn plays Vivi, bounces Wanderdeckan, he can really start a nasty loop. Where he just keeps Rayleigh off of any board for a while. But since he kept the Cavendish for him in his hand, I still think he's sort of pressured down into playing it.
Yeah, And for the viewers at home who don't see Zoro Sanji too much, especially don't see things like this Fishman version, you know, the 2-cost Vanderdecken, a card that is very powerful if you can meet, but has a couple of downsides. One, you have to trash a card, and two, that card needs to be a Fishman. So finding a deck that both has the cards in hand to facilitate that cost and also have them actually be Fishmen is very tricky. But Zoro Sanji is one of those decks. Not only that, but being able to bounce back the Vanderdecken 2-hand makes it repeatable, and it being a 2-cost is just perfect for this kind of deck. So even against these kind of lower targets or lower cost targets like the 4-cost Luffy, just being able to pop that body at some point in the game isn't actually that big of a cost because you get the card back into your hand thanks to the leader effect.
Yeah, and what Luka is aiming to do this turn is swing a bunch of 6Ks into the Luffy, and if Alexandros defends it, just pop it with Under Deck and punish all those cards invested from hand. And if he lets it go, he can just develop Cavendish freely, bounce back the VV, maybe play out the second Perona Surgery from his hand, and just look for other options there. Like, when you're in this position and you have board established and you have loop targets, the world is your playground as Zoro Sanji, and it gets even crazier in OP13. Like, we're gonna talk about that on All Blue eventually, I believe, but I really love playing this deck in OP13. The support it gets is crazy.
It's like the most buffed leader in OP13. It got so many cards.
And even some of the EBO3 reveals look extremely exciting. Like, I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah, if you put every card you wanted to into this deck, you'd have 90 cards.
Yeah,
but you know, basically just mind controlling Alexandros right now, just forcing him to use all of his counter, and then probably inevitably just getting rid of this Luffy anyways.
Yeah, he's gonna play Cavendish from the deck and bye-bye. But another thing
that's... The double swing's finally coming in.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so brutal. And yeah, the reason Luka is playing this deck is he just wanted to play something fun in this meta. He was not the biggest fan of how the meta evolved with like the resurgence of Up Luffy. And I told him this is a very fun deck, I enjoy playing it. And he was like, okay, bring me the deck, I'll play it. And he's doing very well with it. Like, no complaints from here. And yeah, the Luffy dies.
So far. Yeah, Luffy dies to the hit, so that also means that Zoro Sanji can pivot their game plan, playing down that Perona. Haven't been able to see what the targets are, but if he can find something like a 5-cost slot...
Yeah, Koshiro, Green Zoro, and the last one was something not as relevant. Arlong, yeah, because he already has it in hand. But now, I would even be slightly tempted to play the green... No, playing Cavendish is for sure better.
I think you just play Cavendish here. Yeah.
Because he's pretty safe with the Arlong in hand. Like, there's funny interaction we'll probably reach at some point in this game, and I cannot wait to point it out. But when you're in a good position against Rayleigh, you can pretty much never lose the good position. Yeah, I saw you tweet about the deck Skepas like 2 months ago or something, but I was not a fan of your list. So, but it gets crazy in OP13. We'll have to discuss it more. Oh, and here's finally the buggy. This is like, if this was on the board from the start, Luka's life would be a decent bit more difficult because removing that buggy is like, it's a pain. You can do it with the same way Zoro does. You play the 3-cost Kozaburo. I forget the name of the guy that makes swords, the 2K. But that's pretty much the only way you can do it. Yeah, pretty much the only way you can do it. And it becomes difficult on the first curve if you don't have the 5-cost law, which Luka did have, because you can then bounce, play the Kozaburo, and then bounce him back to hand next turn. But if you're not in a good position to play him out, you kind of get run over by the 5k unkillable guy. Oh yeah, for people...
The other option is to...
No, go on.
Okay. The other option to get rid of that buggy is to just attach Thong to Perona and swing into it, but because that Perona can't be bounced back to hand, it also feels a bit awkward attaching Thong to it. So ideally you don't want to do it, but there is the other option in that as well.
The biggest problem with the buggy is if you invest too much Dawn into hitting it and you don't develop your own board, you kill the buggy, but then they drop like Luffy into Sanji, and now you're in like a world of pain regardless. So yeah, buggy can just create a lot of problems if they drop 1 or going second, even 2 on curve. But if they kind of slow start it, you're chilling.
Yeah, the thing though is this isn't necessarily a low roll from Rayleigh, because he is, especially if you don't have too much knowledge of the matchup, you don't know exactly how important that buggy could be. There's also that you're generally just looking for the Luffy above all else, and because that buggy isn't searchable off of any of the other search, hard to kind of get it into your hand unless you just start with it.
I assume this is going face because he's only swinging 6k.
Yeah, I mean, Zoro Sanji's hand's still quite healthy. 5 cards in hand despite all of the counter that he's been cutting. Yeah, it is going to face.
Yep. There's just no point not going face after you have spent a turn just full hitting face. The only problem for Luca here is his hand is a bit crowded with what's his name? With cards, so he cannot. Yeah, I mean just with cards in general, so he cannot get the VV draw unless he counters with 3 cards here. But that might actually be very costly to do. To be fair, he can do it.
Seems like it may happen. Yeah.
Because you're just gonna draw the cards back with VV, you're guaranteed to play anyways, so I would definitely not be opposed to the line where he plays down VV. And then he still has... Okay, there are some slight problems with that line, mainly that he would lose either the VV or the green Zoro access from hand. Wait, Skepas, did you play A-Cost Mihawk in the list? I think that's like the one that comes up the most against top Luffy. Oh yeah, and something I wanted to mention earlier, but we forgot for the viewers who might not know. Vanderdekken's, the reason it's so good is against a lot of decks, you just cannot fight for board because your first swing is always limited to 7k because of the restand.
Yep.
But what Vanderdecken allows you is to KO any rested character by just discarding a Fishman, and that's where like you get to blow out Blue Purple Luffy, like killing his 9 costs with just discarding 1 card, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, and then you get back the card into your hand to just do it once more. It's really nice into those matchups where they have larger characters. Even OP13, you know, there's a very good 10 cost 12,000 blocker that Ace plays. So
yeah, and there's a Roger. There's a lot of those, like the Tenko Shanks as well.
Yeah,
all those big guys. You just discard the card, they disappear. I love the card so much.
Basically, all of the high cost things in OP13 are either blockers or have rush, so they're basically always going to be rested.
I just realized Luca played or count. Ooh, this 5 cost low off of the top is insane. But I want to say he countered with the alt art VV and kept the normal art VV in hand. Like, man, alt art VV is maybe the nicest alt art in the game, and
it's a very nice alt art. Yeah. But yeah, did cut 3 1Ks, as we mentioned, could be the possibility while we were talking about OP13. So is in a spot where now he should be at 6 cards or lower in hand, I believe.
Yep. Now he just plays low, bounces Perona, gets VV, double swing, double swing. He can even swing Perona into Brook pretty safely.
That's so good, and then he gets back the VV too.
Yep. And maybe he can even replay the Perona. 5, 1, 2. Yeah, he can even replay the Perona. Oh, he's in such a good position. This is what the driver's seat looks like.
Yeah.
Now it's 666 to face. Oh, this is so satisfying to watch. I'm so happy for Luca.
Yeah, I mean, Zoro Sanji's honestly, like, there's so much potential for deck building, and even playing the deck, you can play it aggressively, you can play the exact same list. It's one of the most fun decks to play, in my opinion, but it is very tricky, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of sequencing tricks. Especially when you involve the 5 cost law and the 3 cost Mihawk. There's some really nice stuff you can do to bypass the limitations of Mihawk, of VV. Like we saw, the reason Luca had to counter out with all those cards is VV, you need to have 5 cards or less to draw the 2. And Luca just drew another law, so he's in a really...
Oh, it's such a nice position. Swing 6, bring the VV back to hand, restand the law.
Play Perona.
Everything's going perfectly.
I'm not gonna lie, Luca Harold this game. Like, the opener he had was insane, but he's also showing how it's done. I'm surprised he's swinging
goes for the 7K. Yeah.
Mainly because it should be 6 and 7.
Yeah, he may be just looking to swing 7 and pass, maybe not even swing with the 5 cost law that can. It seems like he's going to do that.
Okay, but he does know 2 Morgans are out, and it's unlikely Rayleigh runs the 3rd Morgan. A few lists do it, but generally it's not a trend, so he's gonna be...
Rayleigh does... really struggles to get that card out of his hand, so you don't want to run too many of the Mulgun. It's so crazy that we got Zoro Sanji on stream as maybe the only two people that are enthusiastic about Zoro Sanji.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that crazy. Wait, he does run third Mulligan.
There's the Mulligan, yeah.
That makes things a little interesting.
Yeah, a potential punish on Luca for leaving that law active.
I was just thinking the opposite. It's like it's the opposite of punish because now he doesn't get it taken out cheaply. Like it cannot be killed by a cheap swing from like Buggy or because if it was rested, he can just reduce the rested one, pop like a Perona, and then hit into the wall with a cheap swing. Now he minimizes the value of like all these swings.
I mean, do you necessarily need to get rid of the Perona though? Or
I mean, it doesn't hurt because she can hit your Shakujaku, your Boa.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And your Buggy, I guess, most important of all. But I don't know, Luka's chilling. He has the third 5-cost law in hand. He's gonna get infinite value out of those Peronas and Vivis. And yeah, Ibio 3 Kuina is maybe the best card ever printed for Zoro Sanji. Like, when I look at that card, I'm like, stonks. You just get the restand for free. Oh, not for free. 2 Don to restand, which is cheaper than Zoro's restand event. So, it's a great deal of value.
Yeah, Zoro Sanji is one of those decks that has been getting small buffs over the last couple of sets that a lot of people just haven't really been noticing. Especially those East Blue buffs like the Shimotsuki Koza Battle, which he just cut for counter, has been quite nice just in general for having good East Blue 2Ks and also just being able to deal with some of these lower cost things like that Buggy.
Yep. I think the difficult position for Alexandros now is he can either establish a board or deal with Luka's board, but Luka is fine playing patiently here. Like, the aggressive deck, the one that holds like the advantage at the moment, is more likely to keep it. So Luka will just rebuild resources next turn regardless. And even if this Buggy is going 7 phase, if Luka can just block 2k again or block 1k 1k, then the worst that can happen is he loses the law. But maybe he can even just take, because he's not really at risk of dying with the third law in hand. The only downside is if it limits his ability to activate VV next turn. Oh.
Takes the hit. Those 4-cost Arlongs are getting stuck in his hand a little bit, though. But
I think it's
still
fine.
in a... Yeah, he's still in a fine spot. But as he gets lower in life, he does need to start to consider some of those unblockable events that could be coming out. Kid Killer coming down, though.
Yeah, but Arlong specifically... Okay, this is the interaction I want to mention. Even if he goes to 0, as long as that Rayleigh leader is rested, he gets to buy a turn by playing Arlong.
Oh, you're right.
Yep. That's the thing I wanted to say from the start, just for it to come up so I can say it.
Oh my god, yeah. Unblockable event only makes your leader unblockable, so that 4-cost Arlong is actually really good in this matchup.
Yep. And the problem is leader untaps the next turn, but then you have a full turn to either kill the Rayleigh or to dig up enough counters through VVs and searches to just survive the unblockable swing anyways.
I mean, generally, as Zoro Sanji, if you are in that spot where you're very close to dying, you're also very close to winning. So just having that one extra have, you're not afraid of, for example, the double hit from Green Zoro or the unblockable hit from Rayleigh is usually able to make the difference.
Let me see if I can find that.
It goes down to 0. So we may actually see it here if he doesn't actually go for a game, but he may be able to. Alexander's hand is rather thin.
I don't think he will have to go for game because he knows the Conqueror Saki. I think he's just gonna pressure, play the wall, play the Arlong, and be relaxed. But he has how many in hand? 8, so when he plays Arlong, he goes to 6, and then he gets to draw off of the VV. So I think this is just gonna be a bombardment of Alexandros' board to deny resources and then going for game next turn.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely in no rush, especially with that Conquer Saki. probably wouldn't be possible anyways with one life left. But yeah,
just has
just
to
being able to take these free swings with Law, restand them with your leader effect, and as we mentioned, being able to play that R-Long to deny Rayleigh the ability to go for that unblockable 15, which he's likely trying to do this turn.
Yeah. The only other thing he has to take care of is he needs to be able to survive like everything on Shakujaku, Mogan, Shakujaku hit face. Because if he only has one blocker, then yeah, he needs to be able to cover, how much is that? Depending on whether he runs the... Oh no, never mind, that part doesn't matter. So the most Shakujaku can attack for is 10. So he needs to have 6k counter to make sure he survives.
Yeah. Probably like the 5th time that we've seen Vivi played this entire game. And doing so much work.
Yeah,
Going to resend the Law, swing again for 6k into leader. Just trying to set up a situation where Rayleigh has no chance of killing him in the next turn, and trying to make it as likely as possible for him to be able to finish out the game.
Yeah. I guess with Buggy surviving, it's 11k that he needs to be able to cover, or leave 2 blockers up so he doesn't just die to Buggy. Because the other option is if he goes Kid and Killer, Mog and Buggy, 7-7, so yeah, he always needs 6k in hand if he wants to survive. So let's see, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, he has more than enough. He has like 9k, I think. 2 2ks, 5 1ks.
He has a lot of counter in hand. Yeah. This is one of the really nice things about Zoro Sanji, is its ability to basically control the pace of the game. If he wants the game to go fast, he can make it go fast, but he can set up this line of laws. He could also deny attacks with that forecast R-Long, and although we haven't been able to see it this game, he can also use things like that Vanderdecken to just slow down the game to his own pace and just really grind out the game with that 3-cost VV.
Yep. So I'm pretty sure there's no way for Luka to die. He has the blocker anyways. So Mogan, even with like Gum Gatling, or whatever the last 3k event is called, the most bug he can go for is 12. If I'm not mistaken, 6, 7, yeah, the most he can go for is 12. So I think it's safe to attack. If it's Kid and Killer and the event, it's 7-8, he has 4-3, he can always cover it.
Yeah. I think that he's in a relatively safe situation. Yeah.
I mean, he probably has lethal next turn regardless. So I don't think he's overly concerned, but yeah, he can attack. He should... I mean, Luka shouldn't be the type of player to miss that. Maybe he noticed something I didn't while spectating. It's always a lot like... what's the word for it? Backseating always comes easier, but it's not necessarily always correct because you have less information to work with.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, there's also the angle that he doesn't necessarily need to swing at this law because he probably has lethal next turn anyways. Better to be safe than sorry. We did see a couple of rounds before Blue Purple Luffy taking a free swing or free block very greedily and ending up getting punished for that. So just trying to play around cards that maybe don't even exist.
Okay,
making sure that his victory is inevitable.
I think this is a very clear indicator Alexander is going to try to survive for another turn by like walling up, basically finding as many counter events as he can, like the Conqueror Hakis, the what's it called? Radical beams, or just 2Ks in general. But the thing is, while Luka has this much of a hand size, he can just afford to wait. If he can gather enough counters to survive an unblockable swing buffed by like an Arman and Haki or 2, like he can just chill.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Rayleigh is a sort of deck that if you just have a couple of Dong up for multiple Conqueror-Saki, it is actually very difficult to finish out the game. But if Rayleigh can't actually close out the game himself, then that extra time is only going to benefit the Zoro Sanji. Yeah. Going to play that Mole Pistol that we saw before. Getting rid of one of the laws. Potentially pumping up the buggy. Okay. It's going to be a 6k swing, countered by a 2k.
And the leader... Oh, this is a mistake. Leader cannot swing. Wait.
Oh. Oh, okay, they reset. It's fine, it's fine. I think that he reset the board state, but he attached the dome because he already did
Yep.
that. So everything's fine. Yeah, decides to. Yeah, I mean, not decides to. Passes back the turn with 3 dong active and 0 life. If he does have those 3 Conquerors Haki, he may be able to survive, but it is just a lot of damage on the board thanks to Zoro Sanji's leader effect as well. Although it is only 3 characters on board, that is
Okay, but the
minimum
funny
5
thing is,
hits.
he could have started with 8, because if you start with 8 and they use Conqueror's Haki, they're gonna use it eventually,
Oh,
and then you can restand it
yeah,
anyways.
you're right.
So that's a trick
Yeah.
that you pick up if you test against Rayleigh enough, but I guess it slipped Luca's mind. But if you just start 8, they have to conquer Saki eventually, will restand it for max value.
Yeah, that's actually really clever. The 8k hit's actually brutal there because even if they do decide to conquer, still have to cut an extra card as well. So 8's
Yep.
just the perfect threshold.
He's just swinging 7s, I guess.
Yeah.
Another 7, because now it's 2 Conqueror Sakis in effect.
Yeah, and has the 3rd one. So
So now all is back to
the
6k.
leader at 2k.
But this is guaranteed lethal now because Rayleigh only has... Oh, it's guaranteed lethal. Wait, no, it's not. 9... No, it is, yeah, it's 6 into... Oh, wait. It's not. Yeah, because leader is 2k.
So this is 3k, then you restand the law that's currently 6k power.
Yep.
Then you can attach 3 more dong, 9k. If he has 2ks, then he can survive.
But I think I saw Rush Zoro in Rayleigh's hand, so... I hope it is Rush Zoro. Oh, actually, no, he knew the 2 Luffys, yeah. Oh, this was close.
And, the Luffy was public information. So yeah, it would have been guaranteed lethal for...
Yeah, I'm not sure. The
from
7k
the-
swings were not right.
Luka.
If he went 8, then he goes 5 with the leader, restands the 7k, and then you get to swing the 7 again or go 8 again. He definitely played it a bit riskier than was necessary with the sequence.
Yeah, a little bit risky, but in the end does manage to find it though. And that means that Luka is going to be 6-1 with
Yep.
the People's Champion, Zoro
Yeah,
Sanji.
I'm not sure how their tiebreakers are, so and whether he's guaranteed top cut already or not. That really depends on which round he lost in. But hopefully it is enough to get him into top 16, so we have a little bit of a spicy addition to top cut compared to what I believe everyone expects with the Bonnie, Green Zoro, Up Luffy, and Rayleigh, and maybe some Teach.
Yeah, and so the tournament size I believe is 256. If you go X1, is that guaranteed to be top cut?
Yes, if you finish X1, you are guaranteed top cut, and I think 6 X2s make it. Or 7, maybe 7 X2s make it. So even if he's X2, if his tiebreakers are good right now, he tops. But I'm not sure what his tiebreakers are, so... I can probably find the information, but that's a lot of effort for... Like, maybe he just wins and it doesn't matter.